All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Exposure Runs the Podcast. I'm your host, Mustafa. Today's guest, we have a 6'3" senior guard. Now, when I looked on your Instagram, I saw one of your last posts had some stats up there. Now, I don't know if these was your final stats for the entire year, but I'm going to read off what I read. That's cool? All right, cool. And you can correct me after I'm done. Definitely. All right? So it said that you averaged 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists for the season. Does that go up or down on any of them numbers?
No, it stays perfect.
All right, that's perfect. All right, cool. He helped lead Westinghouse to the sectional semifinals, where they unfortunately lost to Payton 52-44, ending your phenomenal high school career. We're going to welcome DJ Bolden to the show and his father, DJ Senior, to the show. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you, both you guys being up here. DJ, I didn't get a chance to talk to you from the Dipper.
Yeah.
After you guys were up there from the Dipper, but we have been communicating via Instagram. I appreciate you wanting to come on the show. Your mom is here in the studio. Your dad is actually here on the show with us. So I want to thank them both. I'm really big on that parental involvement. He'll tell you, like, when, we were communicating, I'm like, make sure let me get your dad's email address so we can make sure when I'm doing these showcases, when I invite the players, it's a thing for me as a parent, because first of all, these kids, they be making plans and none of the asses drive. No. Most of the parents won't let them get on no public transportation, and then they got to Uber everywhere, which means they got to get money from us, but they making a whole bunch of plans without our consent. Right. And so I make sure to, when I'm done talking to them, then I want to talk to your mom or your dad or whatever guardian is there. So thank you guys for letting me into your son's space. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, appreciate you.
All right. First question right off the bat for you, DJ. I'd like you to sum up your high school career in one word. This is a new question, by the way. I just thought of this shit this morning.
Outstanding.
Outstanding?
Outstanding.
All right, my man. Appreciate it.
That's a great question.
All right. One word.
Underrated.
That's a great word. That's a great word. I like that word. Mom in the background snapping like we had a poetry session. I like it. I'm with you. That's like some candles in this bitch. I'm with you. Dad, sum up his high school career.
Man.
One word.
One word.
Let's see. Watch this. Watch Dad get 4 words. Watch. That's what we do, though. We don't pay it. We don't. Go ahead.
I would say amazing.
Okay. Amazing. Okay. Underrated and amazing. Amazingly underrated. Well, that's what we're going with. All right. Talk about your game. Talk about that game that you guys just unfortunately lost to Payton. Good team. No knock on them for getting the win, but talk about that game. What went wrong? What could you guys have done differently during that game?
Basically, what went wrong during that game was just the level of our unity. I feel like we didn't play a big role in playing together. Kind of want to be for ourselves, trying to play hero ball.
Okay.
And I feel like we're usually best when we come together and look out for each other instead of trying to look out for ourselves. So
that's so interesting. It's crazy how stuff just kind of segues into stuff when I'm talking to you guys. Either last night or this morning, I was scrolling Instagram like we all do when we get up in the morning, first thing we do. And I saw from one of the games last night, I forget what team, and I'm going to just go ahead and say what it was. Like, it was a Caucasian team, and they hit a game-winning shot, right? But here's the interesting thing about it. The execution of it was phenomenal, meaning whatever the coach drew up at that timeout, they implemented that play through and through. He called for, and this is how crazy the shot was. They inbounded it. I don't know if it was from the side, bench side, or from the baseline. I couldn't really see that part. But they threw it into a guy that was on the block who instantly jumped up and tapped the ball to the three-point shooter who knocked down the shot. That was the play.
I was there, yep. Latin.
Oh, you was there? What was it?
Latin, yep. Latin and Christ the King, yep.
That was Latin who hit that shot?
Yep.
Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Aubrey. So then, it is kind of it does make sense, and it still is a Caucasian school, but whatever the case may be. But the fact that came from a black coach makes me feel even. Come on, Mom. Nah, don't stop. Don't stop.
Definitely.
Don't stop. So that was Latin who did that?
Yeah.
That play was crazy, but the play itself was great. What I noticed about it is that they executed the play. They didn't divert from who we now know to be Aubrey.
Yeah, for sure.
They did not divert from the play that was called, right? And that's what you're finding in high school basketball. Is the coach will call up a play, and for whoever is that guard or that person that ends up with the ball, the play usually breaks down because they're either they're not confident in their ability to execute the play, or they want to be the hero. Do you find that, or have you found that to be, and not just with Westinghouse, but just in your high school career?
Definitely. I would say that, yeah. Definitely people try to play a big hero part instead of trying to do what was best for the team.
Okay.
And, yeah, that's kind of the big role that we kind of had so far this year. But kind of when it was broken down, I was there to step up and be the person to secure the win for us. So I think it's a good and bad factor of it, but on my end, it was kind of a good thing that I was kind of hero ball a lot.
So with that being said, like a lot of times when we find that hero ball going on, and this is a question for you and a question for your dad, is that I find that sometimes those situations happen because the coaches are not reining in those players who are doing that. And so as a parent sitting in the stand, right, obviously we always want our kids to shine. Like I'm never going to be apologetic for that. That's why I started this platform. I started this platform for my son. I'm not from here. Like I love telling this story to people. Like I'm not from here. I felt like when we moved here, Xavier wasn't being given blah 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 blah. So I'm like, all right, well, fucking, I ain't gonna bitch and complain. I'll just start my own shit. And then they'll just become a part of my thing. And what are they?
Here we are.
Here we are.
And here we are.
And here we are.
Yeah.
However, Dad, when you're sitting up in the stands and you are seeing that, I don't really care what your basketball pedigree expertise is, but when you seeing that, what do you think and how do you feel?
It's bothersome to me because I think the nature of basketball is for kids you have to have role identification. If you don't have role identification, that's where things will start to go haywire. If you got a guy who thinks he, supposed to be shooting 7-8 times a game, but he really not supposed to be shooting twice. Right, he's supposed to be setting the pick. He's supposed to be crashing the boards, but this guy's going coast to coast, turning the ball over
Every time.
That's a problem. And as a coach, if you're not saying anything or punishing that, when I do stuff like that, you need to be sitting down. If you do something like that, you need to be sitting versus constantly on the floor.
That term, role identification.
Yeah.
Right. That's a powerful word.
Yes.
But this right here is perfect because this is the reason why I personally believe that basketball is by far the most relatable sport to the real life. What do you do for work?
I'm a police officer.
I'm not surprised because I see the America hat on your head. So I'm gonna be gentle to the officers of the law.
We good.
I'm gonna be gentle. I'm gonna be gentle. In my mind, I said he either works for the railroads or he in law enforcement. I swear I said that. So I'm gonna be gentle. But that's actually great.
Yeah.
And that's probably why you use that role, because as a police officer, you have to know what your role is within the department. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. You have to know what your role is in the home.
Yep.
We know mom is the boss.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. But my bad, mom. My bad.
Say snap.
My bad. All right. When you do it, I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna be with you. But role identification is really important. When you get to the real world and you're working, you got to know what your role is. Whether you entry level or you senior management, whether you middle management or you the CEO. Those are the roles of the company. Like you can't divert from that role. So when you come to basketball, you either a starter, the star player, a role player, or you somebody that is unfortunately on the bench and your role is to make sure that you're motivating your teammates. Everything has a role. Whether you know it or not, and I'm sure you do, you're old enough to know. Mom and dad, they got roles as mom and dad. They got roles as, husband and wife, as really, like there's roles in me and Bo. What we're doing here, we have a role. So I that's a great word. That's a great word. So when you hear your dad say that, role identification, what do you think is lacking when it comes to players not understanding their role on basketball teams? And I ain't just talking about Westinghouse. I'm just talking about across the board.
Right. Feel that because of them lacking role identification, they really to mess up with opportunities that they can have. Because if you go somewhere and a coach wants you to do a certain thing, but you saying that you're better than the role that they've given you, now you're ruining your chances and not being able to showcase what you're able to do.
Okay.
So,
Mom, I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna do it for you. During that game, what did Coach Rafi tell you guys at halftime? Excuse me, not even at halftime. At the end of the game, what was his message to you guys in the locker room after you dropped that game against Payton? Your last game, your senior peers. What was his message to you guys?
He said it was a hard-fought battle. That's what he first started out with. He said he wanted to thank all the seniors that was in the locker room because, we were in tears. So we didn't really have the biggest speech. He was like, he had kind of talk about it the next day or two. So in that locker room, he was just kind of there for us in the moment. He didn't really get on us or criticize us. And he didn't really say anything, really, in the locker room. Okay.
Dad, when you watched that game, as it was unfolding, I'm sure my question is not going to be geared towards how you was feeling, as they were losing, mistakes was being made, things. So you're like, oh, I would have did this different. My question to you is like, when you're watching the second time down, and you know this is DJ's last game, like the reality of that is now sinking in.
Yeah.
Take me through your thoughts.
Frustrating. It was frustrating because I know. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we lost one against Phillips to get to the pavilion, and I'm thinking, man, the city needs to see this guy on the main stage, and we got something right in front of us that can be. We had the easiest road to get to UIC.
Got you.
So it was like, this is unbelievable. I can't believe what I'm watching here, because I was prepared for people really get a chance to see what this guy can do.
His one word was underrated. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, totally agree.
Okay. What's your favorite subject in school and why?
I'd say AP Lang English class. I like to read and stuff. Kind of learn about the background of a story and kind of process it and kind of put it into my life and my perspective.
Okay.
So I just kind of like to relate to different texts of the book and stuff.
You notice what subject he didn't say, Bo?
I know.
Okay. He didn't say math.
I hate math. I do not like math.
But I love math, so
I hate not me. We've the last 4 guests we had up there.
They said math.
They said math.
Wow.
Bro, I hate math. Like I can count money.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of the math I want to do.
Yeah.
Like half the math that you learn, you never gonna use that shit. Unless you gotta hang curtains and all that other shit. Like,
definitely.
I'm not a math guy. Who's your favorite teacher in school and why?
Oh, okay. It's kind of a tough one. Probably say a teacher named Dr. Joyner at my school.
Okay.
He was my AP my computer science teacher last year when I transferred there. And he was just an all-around great teacher. Like, he just didn't care about how I was doing in school. He wanted to know outside of school how I was feeling and stuff, how my mental was.
Those are always great teachers.
Great teachers that really is there for you and not just in school.
Those are always great teachers. And so 2 things I want to say that you just said. I noticed this is the second time you said AP, which is phenomenal. Okay. Okay. But it's always important when you I have Miss Harper, which was my first grade teacher. I have at the time her name was Miss Little, but when she got married, Miss Shope was and I gave her hell in school too, but it was like my 6th, 7th, or 8th grade teacher. Mr. Gomez, which was my 6th grade teacher, who unfortunately passed away, and then in college it was Dr. Ford. Like, so you do have roles of people in your life that impact your life, particularly as it comes to teachers. So I'm glad to hear that you had a teacher or have a teacher that focused on you as well as your academia, but that's always somebody that you'll always remember from your high school. And I'm sure I could ask you about, which I call it grammar school out here and further back. So I'm glad to hear that. Who's your favorite staff non-teacher in the building and why?
I'd Mr. Westbrook. He's actually a great friend of my parents as well. He's like a like security guard or whatever.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, he's came to all my games. He supported me. He's kind of looked out for me in school. Like if I asked I was kind of hungry, he'd go to the restaurant.
Hook you up, yeah.
Hook me up real quick.
Yeah, you need them too.
Bring me some Chick-fil-A.
You need them too. they just as important.
Yeah.
Mr. Westbrook. Yeah, they are essential.
They'd be so mad at me because they'd be like, "How are you having Chick-fil-A at lunch and everybody else eating the school?" Like,
Eating them hard ass chicken patties.
Man,
yeah,
they be black.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Westbrook.
Definitely.
They are. I had one of those too.
Yeah,
I had one of those too. So shout out to them. Who's your favorite teammate and why? Ooh. And before you answer that, when he names his favorite teammates to the teammates that see this ain't saying that he don't like y'all. Right. Don't be DMing me with that dumb shit. All right, go ahead. Who's your favorite teammate and why?
I would say Ski.
Okay, that's a skier.
Ski
the quarterback. He the quarterback.
Quarterback,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
he's cold. He's cold.
He cold.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right when I got there, he took me in. He knew what I was capable of, and he's always been there for me, even through my ups and downs that I had going into Westinghouse. He's always been in my head about keep shooting next play. Like every single time I got down, he was the first one to run over there and tell me to keep my head up.
Okay.
He sacrificed a lot with his role because he was like one of the main guys.
Role identification.
He was one of the main guys there, and then he kind of take a little step back to make sure I had the ball and had the opportunity to put on the show for our school because they know that I was able to score the ball a lot, so he didn't want to shy away from that. So.
Okay, shout out to him.
Yeah,
and those are great teammates. Shout out to him. That's fantastic. I'm that's impressive to hear. What's your favorite pregame meal?
Ooh. I would say chicken tenders from Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Something like three count chicken tenders.
Okay.
3
and a milkshake. But the thing is, the milkshake they say it's bad for you, but
oh no, it's true. It is.
I know, but like
they say.
They say.
No, it is. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you live. Go ahead.
Unless I have a game at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, then I won't drink a milkshake.
Okay.
Like if I have a game at 7 and we get out at 3 o'clock, I can survive that.
Okay.
A little bit for a milkshake.
So for us, when Xavier played, he used to be into the burgers and all that stuff. After a while, we didn't even allow it. So we Panera bread, solids. First of all, both my children, they both love cucumbers. But with Xavier, he's a huge fan of like Caesar salads. And so before games, particularly on AAU on the road, we would never all the other kids. They eating Flamin' Hots and nachos and burgers and shit. No sirree, Bob. We going right to Panera bread, and we got him a salad. And this is how deep it is. Yeah. He's now in college. He not even playing.
He's still.
Guess where he going pregame every game? Panera bread. Now here's but come on, let me get some of that, man. But this is what pisses me off though. The coach at the school, shout out to Coach Albert, Coach Arby, and all them guys. They provide Panera bread for them.
Wow.
His simple ass still want to go buy the shit.
He balling.
On his own dime.
Hey, if he balling, he balling.
Cause he okay. I'm gonna let him live. Because to be fair, he ain't tapping our pockets.
Right.
Yeah.
So he went to school with a little bit of bread. He got a scholarship, so he got his little refund. So actually, we in what? March?
Yeah.
Nah, that nigga ain't really asking for no bread all year.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I can get one? Okay, I can get one? Oh, that's a clap. Let me get one of those. All right. Then I'm gonna stop complaining then. I'm gonna stop complaining. Stop complaining? All right, I'm gonna stop complaining. What's your favorite meal of the day? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Breakfast.
What's your what's a good breakfast for DJ? Like waking up and you want what?
Buttermilk pancakes, especially from Dad, Mom, or Grandma.
Okay.
It has to be from them three, or I'm not eating it.
Okay, I'm like that too. I'm like that too.
Yeah, eggs. And, I'll say bacon.
Okay,
That's it.
I'm like that too, bro. Certain people, first of all, if it's not my mother or my wife's cooking,
not eating.
I'm doing expected gadget on it.
Yeah,
this how bad it got. I got banned from eating at one of my friends' houses. She can cook her ass off, but she made something one day, and I made this never do this, bro.
I got you.
I'm like, Celeste don't make it like that.
Ooh.
Patty.
Yeah, it's petty.
I'm gonna tell you something else I did one day, and this is when I knew. First of all, I always knew that my wife could cook, but this is when I knew I just needed to shut up. Right? This is when we lived in Philly too, and one day I love my mother. I don't eat meatloaf, but my mother's meatloaf
Is good.
is so. And I don't even eat the. I always got to make a sandwich out of it. Meatloaf sandwich. Right? I can't eat it otherwise. So one day my wife called herself making meatloaf. Hold on, Dad. Hold on. I'm walking past the kitchen. I'm like, what you in there? She don't even turn her back around she answers, but don't even. She's like, I'm making a meatloaf. I'm like, yeah, you know. That's why I ain't dumb. I ain't say that.
Yeah. But your face did.
My face said it, right? But this is what I did say. I said, she was doing stuff. So I go in the kitchen and she putting stuff in it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
It's crazy.
I said, my mom don't make it like that. What I said. She didn't even get mad. You know what she did? And I couldn't see it. She had a 3x5 card sitting right there. Nigga, this is your mother's recipe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Okay. like we might be good now. We might be good.
Oh, so my mom put that in there?
Yeah. You like, go ahead, keep making that meatloaf. Wow.
Bro, I ain't questioned another thing in that kitchen after that. And this was early on in the marriage too. Like, my mom don't. And I was like, my mom don't make it like that.
Yeah.
This is your mother's recipe.
Yeah. It's your mom's recipe.
I had to look. It's like, oh yeah, that ingredient is right there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right. I went and sat my stupid ass down.
That's what's up. That's what's
Game
up.
of 1-on-1 with you and your pop. Who's winning?
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
The dads be tight, bro. The dads be tight. I asked this question all the time. Go ahead.
He got me now, man.
I'm glad you said that.
But I'll be honest.
But me at
listen
18.
Listen here, real
Go
quick.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'll be honest. That's like in 8th grade, he beat me.
Okay, that was the last time he beat you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like now we played, I think, end of my junior year.
It was over
I'm
with.
not gonna tell you
It's
what
over.
happened.
Yeah, it's over.
I'm not gonna tell you what
Who
happened.
taking the trash out now?
He still is.
I'm still
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Let me tell you something. That's how we still have our dominance. All right, nigga, take that motherfucking trash out.
Yeah.
I stopped playing Xavier.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
I stopped playing Xavier. I think he was going into 9th grade. It might have been going into 10th grade. But this is how, like, he should have picked up on. Like, I was never really being. I don't play him anymore, like, with ball gear on. Like, when you got ball gear on, you serious. When you play somebody in, like, Air Force Ones or Chucks or Crocs, you ain't serious. So you can always say, nigga, I ain't even have my sneakers on.
Yeah.
I ain't even playing for real.
Yeah.
That's how I got him. So I don't play him no more. But when I did play him, they're too fast, they're too strong. I mean, quite frankly, they too good.
Yeah.
I used to just put my human man strength on him, and then that stopped working.
Yep, that stopped. Yep.
And to the point where it's almost like I'm great, beat your ass. Like,
Exactly.
like you trying to get strong back.
Yeah.
I don't take this on the street now. You know what I'm saying? So like, it do get real. It do get real.
Yeah.
It do get real.
Yeah.
It do get real. And so with both my boys, you know, and the little one, he rough.
Yeah.
He is rough. But with Xavier, like now, you know, I try to like, you know, like tussle with him a little bit sometimes and just try to be like whatever. It's gotten to a point recently where it's like, stop touching me, bro. Because the next step is like either pulling my pistol or getting a stick and beating your ass. Like, he's strong.
Yeah.
Push-ups, bro.
Yo, he
What's up? Yeah.
I guess. He's strong. And I know he watched these joints. I'll still knock your ass out, but I'm gonna give you your little script that you up in college lifting weights and shit like that. That's all right. That's cool. I'm gonna let you have that. Dad, describe your son as a person and as a basketball player.
Man, as a person, loyal guy, hardworking guy, great attitude. You know, great attitude. and just strong character kid.
Okay.
He's did everything pretty much that I've, asked of him, and that's a big deal.
Okay. Is this your only child?
Yes.
Gotta love that.
Only one.
Yeah. Well, I know you gotta love that too, but gotta love that. Zay was our only child up until 6 years ago. Now we got Ziggy, but just having both of them are like, it's great. I'm one of 7 or 8 or something like that. But being the only child, it has its benefits, but it also has its like sometimes you get bored, sometimes you get lonely. But that's what y'all real big on cousins out here.
Yeah.
Out here in Illinois, in the middle, they're like siblings, and they ain't that deep in Philadelphia. Like we love our cousins, don't get it twisted, but it's like you just a cousin, nigga. You ain't my brother.
Yeah.
That's how we roll in Philly. Here it's like cousins is brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Not in Philly. Like you just a cousin. Know your role identification. Dad, describe the feeling that you be having when you're watching him play basketball.
Oh, I love it. It just does my heart. It makes it glad because I see the work that he's put in, and I just and I see something that I wasn't, because I was good, but I wasn't this good.
Ooh.
So that's just like wow, what I've been able to work.
You really, that's what I be feeling.
Yeah.
Right. Really. I wasn't great at basketball. I was a football player.
Okay.
Like football was my sport. Like I was actually really good. I knew my role in basketball. Right. I was the screen setter. I was the rebounder. I could score, but that wasn't my role. We had other scorers. You know, Joel and John and EJ and all of them. When I was in high school, I knew my role. But when I see Xavier, I used to even play in some of the quote unquote big summer leagues back in Philly, and I remember my god sister Matuka one time had came to watch me play. You couldn't tell me I wasn't good in basketball. I thought I was decent. And I played in this one little summer league at Gustine Lake. I'll never forget it. And after a game, we back at my mom's house, and she was just like, I thought you was good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I'm not.
Yeah.
And so from there, I just kind of really started to Xavier, bro, he is 1,000 times better than I ever could have been at basketball. Football, I'd have bust his ass, but basketball, like I gotta give it to him. Xavier probably surpassed me at like 7th or 8th grade. My limit was probably 8th grade, where it was like, this is it right here.
Yeah, so this is it.
So I mean, that's that's pretty dope to hear. I want you to look at DJ, and I want you to tell him how badly you'd like him to succeed in life. And this is before you do this, I want to acknowledge something. I feel like this is coming specifically from you. You're the first, for whatever it's worth, you're the first police officer up here. So you get to see a lot of the ugly of not just the city and somewhat the state and probably the world.
Yes.
And so when you look at your son and you see that he has been able to, with you and your wife's tutelage, been able to escape some of that ugly. I just want you to let him know how badly you want him to succeed in his life.
Well, he pretty much, we had these talks all the time, but
all the
time.
I always tell him that that's something I feel like that he owes to society, is to be successful. And I feel like he's definitely on the right path to do that.
Okay.
Like I said, he has did everything we've asked him to do to this point.
Okay.
You know how that goes.
I do. Just so we clear.
Yeah, it switches. Yeah. But I think he definitely has a bright future, and he knows that I got his back 120%, as long as he's doing what's right.
I used to tell Xavier all the time, like, the world is your oyster, bro. You could do anything you want to do, and your mother and I will be super supportive. We'll finance it. All we ask of you is this, this, and this. You check these boxes, you will want for nothing. And so far, he's checked those boxes.
Yep.
And so he went to school with an Audi. He is doing good in school still. They still knuckleheads.
Yeah.
They still knuckleheads.
Yeah.
But I should have said that. My bad.
Yeah, I did see that.
My bad. My bad. Now you getting a Ford Taurus.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Is he like out?
As you becoming a young man, tell me what current life lesson that you learned from your dad that will always carry with you.
when you talked about the characteristics, it's loyalty. I feel like you have to be loyal in the work ethic. So it's like, because I kind of experienced this from both of my parents, the work ethic they put in, they been able to be very, very successful now. And me being able to see it firsthand and seeing the long nights and the hard work and all of the stuff that they've been through, it's kind of motivation for me to see that, oh yeah, I could do this too, just in this situation that I'm in, and how hard you could work, you could get to where you want to be in life as well. So just watching them all the time is fuel.
Fuel.
Yeah.
Fuel for that
now
fire.
when I want to keep working all the time now, definitely. So
That's good. And I know as a parent, just speaking as a father, particularly as a black father, I know that's like very rewarding to hear as your son is becoming a man. And let me tell you something, I'm giving you a heads up. When he get to school, to college, I mean, and those first couple of trips home, you may, depending on where he go and how often he get a chance to come home, but those first couple of trips home, you may not notice it. Right around that 5th or 6th trip home, you're going to start to notice the change. And the change is, I don't know how he is now when y'all talking, right? So for me, what I noticed in the change with Xavier is Xavier went from talking at me to talking to me. He talks more with his chest up, his head up. He's more defined and sure in what he wants to say and how he wants to say it. And in our home, we provide both him and his crazy little brother. They both we provide a lane for them both to speak freely. Right. I used to tell Xavier, like, your voice, actually, I just told him this the other day because I had to call and tell him something. And I've been finding that he's calling me more to like ask me questions about stuff, girls and stuff that I used to kind of like, bro, you can like, you ain't got to keep going to your mom. I know about that shit too. I know about girls. I mean, my advice might not always be right, but I know.
Exactly.
But now he's like calling me more about it. He's asking me questions. So just providing him that space. What I noticed about your generation of people is like, and I told this to Chris Hill and his dad, it's understanding that y'all need to be heard, but just knowing what to say and when to say it. Like when we came up, it was be seen and never heard.
Yeah.
And then the generation before us, like you couldn't even talk.
Yeah.
Big Mama ain't let you talk.
Don't even look to the right. Don't even look wrong.
The look.
You mad and can't look like you mad.
You can't even look like you mad. You better pretend like you feel good about yourself. Now, but we took all of those We took all of those life experiences, and then we became parents. Each generation became, all right, I'm gonna do something a little bit different than what my mother and father did, than what my mother and father did, and so that's why y'all are now at this age or y'all at this generation of like, particularly with social media, anyway, is y'all want to be heard regardless. Regardless if y'all should be or not. And so now it's just kind of finding the lane and the responsibility of which, when you got the audience to be heard, is your responsibility to know what you should be saying and how you should say it. Xavier can say whatever he wants to me, bro. It's how he says it that's the problem. You say whatever. What's on your mind? It's how you say it that's going to probably make me not even focus on what you're saying. And there's where the problem in lies. So just always remember that, particularly as you go to college and you get to talking to your coaches and you don't like something. Like if you have the rooted family structure of being allowed to be heard, don't shy away from that. It's just how you kind of present yourself to be heard. You know what I mean? So just always remember that. All 4 years you did not play at Westinghouse. Where you come from?
DePaul College Prep.
Okay. Y'all ready to get into that?
I'm ready.
Okay. So you did what? Freshman and sophomore year at DePaul?
Yep.
Why you transfer out?
Man,
Be gentle.
Okay.
Be gentle.
Coming out of 8th grade, I wasn't heavily recruited. I was supposed to go to Westinghouse my freshman and sophomore year, but I didn't get in because of principal discretion and because of the COVID situation, so they wasn't really letting nobody else in. And so my dad made a couple of phone calls and talked to TK about letting me come in. And he let me in last minute, so I just still want to thank him for the opportunity that I've had.
And TK is Coach Kleinsmith.
Yes.
Shout out to
I went to Gordon Tech. I played ball there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You played with him?
No.
Okay.
I played after him.
Okay. And because he's,
I was
from
class of 97.
from a basketball standpoint, when I got here,
You know that name.
I knew that name.
Oh yeah, Tommy was the GOAT when I was coming, into Gordon Tech. It was called then. I came there in '93, and Tommy was everything at Gordon. Yeah.
And then he went on to DePaul and had a illustrious career over there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know him through when Xavier played with the Wolves. That's how I know
Okay.
Coach Thompson.
Okay. Yeah.
And he was always a fan of Xavier. We left the Wolves on not so good terms, but what I liked about him is that he always, that aside, I always liked your son and y'all had to do what y'all had to do. So it was never no love lost.
Right, exactly.
All right, so you ended up at DePaul Prep.
Yeah.
I'm just going to assume you left because your playing time wasn't there, but was that it? Is that it? And if not, what more was it?
That's definitely a big part of it. And also, they put me on the freshman team.
Okay,
And
coming in
so-
as a sophomore. Coming in as a freshman.
Yeah, and I was recruited as well with some of my friends, PJ Chambers,
Okay.
Jalen McElroy, Payton came, and all of them. So we're talking, and we're basically saying, oh, yeah, we're going to play sophomore probably our freshman year, and we're going to probably shock the city with this one.
Mm-hmm.
And when the papers came out and they told us what team we were on, I was the only one on freshman, and they were on sophomore.
Okay.
So I kind of felt like, dang, well, I was with sophomore practices and all of that, so I'm thinking, all right, I got a chance to play on the sophomore team. But last minute, he told me that I have to play freshman. And that kind of, I would say, took some of my confidence away because I felt like I was as good or kind of better than some of my teammates that I had that I was on with. So, that was the first reason that I told my dad, like, I don't know so far, Dad. I'm going to just play it out and see how it goes.
Right.
After the meeting our freshman year, he said, now I have a chance to get some minutes on varsity.
Okay.
And then next year we rolled to that. I ended up playing sophomore while all of my friends are on varsity now starting.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, now. Y'all said I was going to play sophomore.
Right.
I didn't play sophomore. Now, I said I was going to get a couple minutes on varsity, come off the bench.
That didn't happen.
I'm not even on the bench on varsity. They just heavily have me on sophomore. And so at that point, I'm like, I don't know anymore if I really want to play ball. Because I told my dad.
So you don't even know if you want to play ball, not even whether or not you want to be at school.
Yeah,
At that school particularly. It was just that you didn't want to play ball.
Yeah, because I'm thinking my confidence, like, I'm not good enough, clearly. Because I'm the only kid out the friend group that's not playing with my friends. Mm-hmm. We was talking about this in middle school that we wanted to play together.
Right.
So I'm just thankful that my dad has been able to got me out of there. And
so did you stay the whole sophomore year or you left?
Yeah, no, I stayed the whole sophomore year, but he told me what it was. He told me that you could tell this part of the story.
Well, no, his sophomore year, I could just see he was losing confidence.
You saw it?
Yeah, I could see it in his eyes. I can see he wasn't even looking at the rim. Like he was more of a pass. He's going to pass the ball, but he was just passing like
very
so
passive.
much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm like, DJ, look at the
right.
Look for your opportunities, but so I just don't want him to lose complete confidence, and I saw it. And sometimes you got to be careful with your kid.
Oh yeah.
Because if you see them turning, it's like, all right, we gotta. I told him after one of the games, I'm like, listen, continue to play the season out, do the best you can, because he started on sophomore as well.
Right.
But I'm like, we gonna figure it out.
So 2 questions. One is, did you guys before leaving ever have a conversation with Coach Kleinsmith about what was said and how you were feeling?
We didn't.
No.
Why?
I sent Coach Tommy a text. He didn't respond to my text. Now I probably should have probably tried to go another mile.
I could see. I probably wouldn't have needed. I could see you sending the text just to kind of open the lines of communication.
Yeah, and then when I didn't get the text back,
like
I'm
you,
like,
you responded.
exactly.
That's the answer right there.
Yeah. So when you don't respond, I'm like, okay. And then I just saw that DJ was. I understand how it goes. DJ wasn't recruited there. So basically, I basically sent him there, and I understand. So I don't know what was told to any parents or anything like that.
Okay.
So
and that could have been part of the conversation as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I didn't. You know what I'm saying? When I saw that, because I played ball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I know how it goes when
it's
people
very
come
political
in,
here.
it's politics here.
It's very political here.
We can't beat the politics. So if that's going on,
especially in that particular environment.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey. I'm just gonna get mine.
Just get them out.
Yeah, and it worked out for him.
Have you guys? I'm sure you've seen Coach Kleinsmith since then in passing and different opportunities. Have you ever had any type of conversation in regards to what happened in passing?
No, we haven't had any conversation. I haven't seen him. DJ.
I've seen him actually. I think when they played Ignatius.
Okay.
Yeah, he like literally came up to me. He like pointed me out during the game. He was like, "I'll talk to you after the game." He was like, "I'm having one of the best careers he's ever seen." He said, he really feels like I'm one of the top scorers in the state.
Okay.
And it was just like great words because at the end of the day, he was a person I looked up to real big. So.
I don't know why I just kind of got chills, but let me ask you, him saying that, two things. One, how did it make you feel, and did you feel solidified based off of what you had went through freshman and sophomore year?
Definitely. I definitely felt solidified in that moment because I felt like I had something to prove.
To the person who actually told you.
Who told me
right.
that I wasn't as as good at that.
And now he's telling you that you are.
Now he's telling me that. So it kind of just goes back to the work ethic. Like from that point, after my sophomore year, when my dad told me I was getting up out of there, I had to kind of make a decision if I really wanted to do this or not, make a change, or should work a 9 to 5 and just go to high school.
9 to 5.
So I feel like at that point, it was just up from there. I locked in with one of my trainers, Basil,
Johnson,
and Handy Johnson, and from there I was in the lab every day, early mornings before school, after school,
okay,
2-3 days. So that's all I've been doing all summer.
So we had a similar situation. It didn't happen with Coach Kleinsmith, but like I said, it happened with the Wolves. So Zay had played with the Wolves for about 2.5 years, I think. So he started, I think, at 14U, I think. Headed all the way up to the 17U team. At one point, when he was playing 16U, a lot of the players had left, and so they had to hurry up and field the team to go to a tournament. Zay played with them, and he played pretty well with the older guys. But when it was his time to play 17U, he played with Asa Thomas, that's at Clemson. He played with Cam Christie, that's at Minnesota.
Okay.
Sonny Usaibu, I believe he's at a prep school.
Yep.
He played with Khalil for a little bit. I think Khalil was I think he's at a junior college. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, he played with the Wolves, right? And going into the first session of that 17U season, and they were coached at the time by Coach Tony that was up at Fenwick. And going into that first AAU session, April and May, Zay, Cam, and Asa were like the leading scorers on the team, right? They were hooping, and I knew, like, going into, I'm like, this is gonna be the year, right? You know, he was not being really heavily recruited, but his name was out there. Zay is, was a high flyer, not gonna have this, that, the other thing. So I'm like, now, and the Wolves, for whatever it's worth, in my experience, they're a good program. One of the, I remember I took Zay to try out for Mac Irvin Fire. Okay. Shout out to Mac Irvin Fire. Shout out to Mishi. Shout out to Team Rose and all the other programs. The reason why I didn't let Zay play with Mac Irvin Fire is, the first thing is, when we went to the practice at Morgan Park, it was way too many hanger-oner old-ass men in the gym. The shit looked weird to me. Like, and I'm not talking about fathers of players. I'm just talking about motherfuckers just standing around and it's like, wait, what the fuck is y'all like? It was weird. So I'm like, nah. Then we got invited to the Wolves tryout. Instantly, the first thing I noticed about the Wolves: order, structure, discipline, all of that, right? Then they actually practice. It wasn't just roll the ball out and we scrimmage. Sometimes throughout a practice, they didn't even scrimmage. It would be when Coach Long was coaching them from 14, 15, and some of 16. Sometimes they didn't even roll the ball to scrimmage. It would be like, oh damn, we ain't scrimmaging. Let's get it quick, because they was going through stations and drills and this and that. They were like really teaching them college type stuff. And the Mullins is tied in with Big Ten country, like all the schools Big Ten. Like, so he got the pull, and plus he went Under Armour, blah 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 blah. So going into 17U, that first session, things was going great. They were going good. I shouldn't say good. They were going good. And they had their struggles. This team, keep in mind, the team before No, this was 16U because Mullins coached 17U. We didn't even make it to the 17, so this was 16U. The team before Mullins had took to the UA championship. That's when Max was on the team and a couple of the other guys. They had this one point guard who it used to drive me crazy the antics that and he was a white point guard. And I don't give a fuck about saying this. He was a white point guard, and the antics on the AAU circuit that this white Conrad or some shit was his name. He was like real aggressive, had a bunch of antics, But to the people, it was like, oh, that's great competition. But Zay Dunk or any of the other kids, any of the other black kids would like do something to show up. It was like, oh, they're so. That used to drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, I didn't even know the point guard I'm talking about. I didn't know him personally. I just know I didn't like the antics.
Yeah.
So anyway, boom. They break for summer school ball in June. About to go to coming off the June ball. They get ready to go to Atlanta for the first live session.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is it. This is your opportunity. Not only I used to live in Atlanta, I had family and friends down there. I knew somebody that's down there, shout out to my guy Terrence, that had coaches coming to see him. The University of Pennsylvania was already locked in, right? And I wasn't really sure if he was going to get in there grade-wise, but I mean, University of Pennsylvania is home, so it's kind of like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
We can, whatever. I knew schools that was coming to lock in, at least 5 or 6. That entire weekend, Xavier played a total of 16 minutes. Not 16 minutes per game. Total of 16 minutes. The whole weekend. This is how crazy it was. All of the parents, and shout out to all them parents, Chris' mom, Max and Christy, and everybody. They saw it. It was eating at me. It was eating, but I wasn't being antical. I just was like. One of my guys who runs the Philly Pride, which is one of the top teams out of Philadelphia under AAU, he saw me. And he was like, yo, what's going on with whatever? And I explained, and he was like, just kind of keep your whatever. Cool. All the parents was like, yo, I just want to let you know. And I saw a side of Xavier that I had never seen. I knew Xavier was a good teammate. Sometimes he was immature, but Zay was always the first one up off the bench. When he was going through this, he's not playing. First one off the bench, high-fiving, motivating and all. The parents saw it. They said, yo, I know what you're going through is rough and tough, but we just want to commend Xavier for how he's responding to it. That made me feel good. So boom, fast forward, the whole weekend is over. We get back home. The very next weekend, they supposed to go to Texas. And we got it back. I said, yo, I cannot in good faith allow you to go back and deal with that. Loyal was one of his words. Philadelphians are painfully loyal. I mean, we still follow the Eagles, damn it.
Yeah.
We're painfully loyal. Zay didn't want to leave. He loved playing with Cam. He loved playing with Asa. He loved playing with Sonny. He loved playing with Chris. He did not want to leave this team. I damn near had to beg him to leave. Like, bro, I just can't let you do this. And before I called Coach Long, I called Tony, and I said, can y'all just explain to me? Just let me know what's going on. Like, is he in the picture or not?
Yeah.
If he's not in the picture, cool. Yeah. We'll make some. I will decide whether or not he want to stay or not. But just let me know. Coach Long gave me a straight answer. I won't go into it. That's a conversation between him and I. I felt like Tony kind of danced around it a little bit, and both of them I felt like, without blaming anybody at the top, it was, right now the direction is the Cam and Asa show. That's all I needed to hear. And respect to Cam and Asa. Asa Thomason, respect. They doing great. They doing great. Great parents, great background, great everything. Matter of fact, Mr. Max called me. He was like, hey, here goes some. He was like, I know you thinking about it. I don't even know if you are or who you talk, but I know you are. Here goes some teams that I would suggest. So anyway, we ended up leaving. He went and played on the team on the Under Armour, the lower level Under Armour. First game we still went to Texas because everything was still booked. First game he played, scored 30-something points, and hit the game-winning shot. at that point, I knew I had made the right decision. Now, yeah, we missed out on those higher opportunities, but I saw it. He needed that boost. He was losing confidence.
Yes.
So those are the roles that we play for y'all. And sometimes we got to make decisions for y'all and hope that y'all understand why we're making those decisions. Talk about your teammates. What are they like? How were they after that loss?
Basically, I feel like the ones, I'll say it's about 5 or 6 of us who was really locked in and really cared about the season because, you know, it's high school. Some of them really not going to take it serious as much as others. So it was like a good 5, 6 of us that was really passionate about this loss and was kind of sad, but the other ones just, it's like, yeah, that's whatever. So, you know, we couldn't really get mad at them because I know that's not what they're going to do.
Right.
So I couldn't really understand how they felt in the situation compared to me. So
Okay.
yeah.
Do you think the Suburbs needs a city playoff atmosphere like the city does?
Definitely.
There's some good teams in the Suburbs.
It really is, and you clearly see state playoffs come. They're kind of knocking us
Jeff
all
and Curie
out.
next week on Monday.
See, I'm a city kid, so you know I'm going for Curie.
Of course. All right. Cool.
But
Just
you
for the
know-
record, we going for HF just for the record.
I'm just saying, but like, you know, it's like, it's hard, man, because Curie, city schools and suburb schools are 2 different type of basketball, I feel like, for me, because when it comes to city schools, it's more up and down, fast paced. But when you go to the suburb schools, they're not gonna go fast. They're gonna run a play until they get the play that they want. And with our city's kids, we get impatient, so we start to gamble. We start to do other things to try to speed them up.
Okay.
And that's how you can see suburban schools and us when we
So
play each other.
Clearly, you have basketball IQ.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's clear as that. Do you think that I want to be careful how I ask this question. I'll ask it to your dad. Do you think that just based off of what he just said, do you think that issue is coaching, or you think it's something else?
Yes. I think
Yes to what?
I think it's coaching.
Okay.
Because coaches, the ship starts with the coach. And you got to have your guys in position to be disciplined. Because these guys will pass the ball 20 times. But if you're disciplined, you're able to go through the screens, switch screens, right? You're able to get through it. Because there's no shot clock. Now, if it's a shot clock, it would be so much
We
better.
need a shot clock bad.
I always tell people, because the basketball is not 50 seconds of possession or a minute and a half of possession
It's
or
not.
2 minutes. You can't go anywhere and do that. So for people that's just, I done seen games where 2.5, 3 minutes been ran off the clock.
That shit is annoying.
I don't even want to watch that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to watch
I
that.
don't want to watch that either.
So hopefully I know they put in the works, but hopefully it comes to fruition, because some of these guys it's crazy.
So for what it's worth, and this is going to sound bad, but this was my reality, is that a lot of my decision making when it came to Xavier playing any type of basketball, whether it was AAU or high school basketball, what went into my factoring was the ethnicity of the coach. I did not want Zay to play for a black coach. I felt like they don't take the game seriously enough to learn their craft. I don't think they're going to enough clinics. I don't think they're doing enough self-teaching or even or learning. There are a few.
Yeah.
There are a few. I'm just kind of naming off the back. You know, you got
Yeah.
you got Houston, you got Maddox, you got from what I see, somewhat Irvin, somewhat Mike Oliver. You got Slaughter. You got Streets. There are select few, and I'm sure I'm missing some. I'm missing some.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, right, wrong, or indifferent, and I'll own the wrong, and I'm a yell to the mountaintops on the right.
Yeah.
I feel like, unfortunately, our Caucasian peers put a little bit more into the craft on all levels, from elementary, junior high, high school, college, and the pros. I feel like the Caucasian peers are taking it a little bit more seriously than our African American peers. It is what it is, and anybody want to come up here and debate me about it? Like, we can, and it's going to be what it's going to be. But that's just how I feel. So all of Xavier's coaches were white, and then for whatever it's worth, the one black coach, we left. That's my experience. So people can take that however the hell they want to take it. I don't really care. I'll throw these bitches.
Right. See, I throw them.
No matter what team you play on, what current player would you want to play with? Whether he came to Westinghouse or you go to whatever school he's at.
Oh man, okay, that's a good one right there. Like right now in high school.
Right now.
I'll probably say Calvin Worshipman from Christ the King.
Somebody just hit me about him too. Okay.
Big Cal.
Yeah, he's to me he's like a pass first big man. Like he'll look for you before he look for himself, and sometimes you need that sacrifice.
How tall is Calvin?
Like 6'7".
Okay, noted. Mentally noted. Shout out to Calvin. Mentally noted.
Yeah, he's just like he's always seen the real in me and how I could score the ball, and he's kind of known what spots I want the ball in. Because we've been playing together for so long, so I feel that he knows me more than anybody really when it comes to the basketball wise. So definitely him for sure.
All right. Shout out to Calvin. Definitely. What player from the past 2 or 3 years from high school would you want to have played with?
How long ago did DJ Stewart play?
That was
long ago.
I
about
think
4,
3
4, 5,
or 4.
3 or
Might be
4.
3 or
Okay,
4.
3 or 4. Okay.
I mean, but that's your player. We'll
I feel like I looked up to him since I got into
Shout out to
school.
DJ.
Definitely.
Great kid, great family. I met him once or twice, had conversations with him, and then of course he played with the Sixers Summer League, so he good with me.
Yeah, so he good with me.
He good with me, and balled out at the Sixers Summer League for the record. So shout out to DJ.
Yeah.
Describe Westinghouse, the coaches, the school, the atmosphere. What is it like?
It's very mixed school, by the way. It's a lot of Asians in there, by the way. I think that's what keep us real smart on the board with the selective enrollment.
Okay. It is what
That's what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh, man.
Look, Dad, like, come on. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, what we say? The role identification. That's their role. It is what it is.
Yeah,
we love all cultures and nationalities and races and creeds. Just for the record. But go ahead.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious,
We
man.
never mess with the Asians. We never.
Okay,
We
all right.
love them. Coaches wise, man, they believed in me from the start. I didn't really think. I was asking them like, how y'all believe in me not playing freshman, sophomore year? I averaged 6 points a game. I'm thinking, how y'all expect me to come over here and have a big role and be like a Devin Davis of Westinghouse? Because that's what Rafi, when he came my sophomore year to my house, he said, we want you to be like this player. And I was thinking to myself, how? And I'm not really showing it from where I'm from.
From where what y'all seen.
Yeah, so I'm like, how do you want me to do this? And the sacrifice of him believing in me is like, it shows a big part of loyalty as well, because they've been wanting me since 7th grade. So when I was at DePaul prep, I'm thinking, okay, forget about this kid. They don't want him no more. But nah, they was still on me. Still calling my dad after games that I had 0 points. You still want him here? You still want him here? So yeah, it's just, I feel like their loyalty and their ability to let me go and let me play my game is, I couldn't ask for no other better coaching staff.
Okay.
Literally.
What has been your best experience in high school so far, on and off the court?
Okay. Man. I would say, this is a tough one. I got a lot of memories. Okay, one good experience. You think you might know?
No, your stuff.
This is your experience.
No, you was at the games though.
All right, start with off the court then. What good experience can you recall?
California.
Okay.
We went to Cali to play Fremont and Oakland Tech. We went 1-1 apparently, but the Oakland Tech game we played at in Chicago time 11 o'clock. So we were asleep, tired. We were so tired, but that was a great off the court moment because we got to experience the Oakland area. We got to see Oracle Arena still, so it was just great. It was a great feel. It was hot out there. It was a little hot.
Got you.
Yeah. And I would say on the court, for me, I kind of made it personal this year for the Whitney Young game.
Okay.
Because my cousin Daniel Johnson, he
DJ, your cousin?
Yeah, he gave us 30 At
How
our
they do
school.
that's the Chicago thing. They cook. They never
But like
cousins.
everybody call us cousins.
It's a Chicago thing. I told him like,
You're cool.
yeah,
They become family, not blood.
Yeah, that's like my cousin. Everybody. Okay, yeah, my fault.
Family, not
Hey.
blood. Okay, I got it.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
that's like that.
they gave you a prime.
I got you. I got you.
Okay, yeah, my fault.
We got those two, but I'm thanks for explaining. All right, I ain't no dummy and shit. But no, it's cool. My bad. I was kind of high, like, oh shit, and mom like, no, wait. I see you think literal, cause let's explain it to him.
Yeah.
No, that's all good. Nah, but
my fault, yeah.
shout out to DJ. He great kid as well.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what's up. Excuse me. Are you playing AAU this upcoming spring?
I don't know.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Okay, fair enough.
We don't know.
Okay.
If he's going to play, it has to be the top two. We thinking, it don't make sense for him to play.
Other than that,
No, other than that.
do you have? I know I asked you, but I want you to clarify. Do you have any current offers or opportunities?
No, I have Elite College. Just one of the top ranked JUCOs right now in the country. They want me to like commit right now. So
Okay.
that's one of the big ones that I have, and I got a couple interests for a couple D1s and D2s, but they still haven't offered yet. They just been talking to me, wanting me to go on official visits.
So this is for you, your mom, and your dad, and I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking from expertise. Number one, you are a definite casualty of COVID. Just no question.
Yeah.
So for all three of y'all, based off of what you think, what he actually is, as far as the level he should be playing on, and when I say think, like we all think our baby should be in the league right now.
Yeah, exactly.
My baby can play for the Bulls.
Yeah.
But the actuality of whatever level he can play on, he is a definite COVID casualty. So I want to start with that, and I want to tell you that. And I say that because as you are going through this process, you are going to, if you haven't already, and if you are, it's going to continue having that. Damn, why ain't nobody reaching out? Why ain't no colleges hit me? For y'all, it's like my baby just as good as such and such and such and such. Don't take it personal.
Yep.
That's number one. At least try not to. The other thing is that the frustration thing about being a COVID casualty is it is way too many 27-year-old motherfuckers playing college basketball.
Man, I told him that.
That's what's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Now, even with the lack of opportunity that Xavier got, I see it even more now. It's like, bro, why are you 25, 26, 27? I saw somebody 28 that just got re-up. Why are you still playing college basketball? Now, there's only two reasons for this. Now, this is the part, Mom, I might need to hit you with the earmuffs. One reason is clearly you only on campus to keep fucking. The second reason is the one guy, he didn't even play. Why are you still on campus? Like you mean you going from practice to games to work, my nigga?
Yeah.
To all of them got kids. Then the other thing is the college coaches, they're not being fair. I get, and so on both hands, I understand when it comes to the workplace, because college is kind of like the workplace. You want experienced workers. You do. Very rarely do you want somebody fresh out of college. You want somebody that got some experience. But if you do get the people fresh out of college, you can kind of manipulate them and pay them what you want. And I get it. But some of these kids are not getting an opportunity because your job is on the line, but you want them to commit to you. Be fair. Be fair. Be fair across the board. So you are definitely a cap casualty. Like, make no mistake about it. So wherever you go, let's say you go to a D3 and you like, man, I should be D1, D2. Let's say you go to a D2 and you like, man, I should have been a D1. Wherever you go, be satisfied with where you at and then make them pay. Make them pay. I'm better than y'all. I shouldn't even be here. Y'all lucky y'all even got me here. I ain't talking about to the school. I'm talking about to the people you playing here. Like, it's a privilege for your ass to be on this court with me, bruh. So have that mentality. So if you end up going to Lee, the top ranked JUCO, you make every player that's playing against Lee, hell, even your teammates that's in practice, bro, this is a stopgap. I'm better than this. And I'm gonna show y'all. And I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm gonna show y'all. Take all these opportunities. Don't take them for granted, because there's a lot of people that's not playing basketball, and there's a lot of people that's currently playing basketball that they're not gonna be playing basketball for too much longer, for a lot of different reasons. And I remember when Zay was going through the recruiting process, just seeing, it used to bother me seeing some of his peers getting opportunities. Not so much because I didn't love them or I didn't care for them. I'm just like, man, why my baby not getting this chance? And Xavier was like, man, I'm not worried about that. That's for them. I had to chill. Like, all right, I mean, if you ain't tripping, then I ain't tripping. But it would really get to me. It would really get to me. So, again, whether it's Lee or some other opportunity, like, go in there and kill everybody. Like, everybody. Whoever's recruiting you, whatever coach is recruiting you from Lee or any of these other schools, when you get there, make their asses look like a genius. Every time you on the practice floor, that particular coach should be in their meetings like, I told y'all he was fucking good. Yeah. That should be the mentality. Yep. That's what that should be the mentality. So if he a lower level coach, a mid level coach, because it ain't probably the head coach, because he's sending them out, like, he should be like, Coach, I told you, Coach. Yes. I told you DJ was the man. Yep. And let him sit back and own that. So if you do play AAU, like, for whatever it's worth, you said the top, just go out there and do what you got to do and get busy. What's your honest thoughts on the entire AAU scene, the circuit? Do you think it's necessary? I feel like they playing a lot of basketball. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's a lot. I think when I was playing, it wasn't so much all these games and all this travel, the cost and all this different things. I think basketball should be more of teaching. I think they should do something where it's not so many games and it's more practice time. I think that's why we're not seeing the development that we need in the kids, because of that. It's just a lot of games, and some of these kids coming from all over, and they just show up for the game. Like, where's the practice time? Like,
right.
There's no. It's basically a show.
Some of them high level schools. That's what high level programs. They flying in these kids, and there's no camaraderie. There's no meshing together. Speaking about your recruiting experience, DJ, what are some of your likes and dislikes of recruiting?
I feel like when it comes to recruiting, some recruiters kind of just go off of a big name at a school, and they kind of just recruit that person instead of a person who doesn't have a big name but is kind of doing better than the person that does at the big school. And so I feel like they got to give everybody opportunity and a chance as well, because as you can see, there's a couple times where I've faced players that was getting heavily recruited.
And you're killing them.
And I'll go and give them 30, and now the recruiter who wanted to recruit him was talking to me after the game. So I feel like what my dad always tell me is not who they came to see, it's who they came.
It's not who they came to see. It's who they left talking about.
And I feel like I've been definitely.
That's the mindset.
That's the mindset for sure.
Interesting that you just said that. I'm gonna jump down to one of my other questions. Is that what's your thoughts on? This is for both of y'all. What's your thoughts on high school rankings?
Oh, buddy, I think.
I'm asking for a reason. I'm asking for a reason.
I just think it's a joke. Not to knock any kids, because I love the kids, and you know what I'm saying. It
ain't their fault that motherfuckers who ain't never played basketball is ranking up.
Yeah, it's like,
it's not their fault.
How many games have you even watched these kids? Like,
is it rant time?
Here you go.
Okay,
like, go ahead. Like you not even watching these kids. I know y'all ain't even came to watch my son because he's at Westinghouse. Of course, they not the powerhouse they was with, Keywan Garris and all them guys back in the day. But how can you rank anybody when you ain't seen them? You haven't even, some of these kids, the ranked kids, you haven't even seen them. So who are you listening to?
I can accurately confirm that they're not. Right?
Yeah.
We've proven that.
Yeah.
Earlier in this whole platform, we had one of the prep hoop guys up here. Yeah, Mom, get them snaps ready.
Yeah.
We And it was proven that not only are they not getting out to see the players. And before I finish this, let me shout out Parham, and even, I don't know if you know this or not, but Payton head coach Reggie is one of the prep hoop scouts as well. They are attempting to make sure. Now, obviously, I don't know how many people work for prep hoops, but it's clearly not enough to see everybody, right? So, Reggie and Parham, they are doing what they can with the resources. They separate them role-wise in regions. So obviously Reggie and Parham are responsible for the city kids. Scott is responsible for the kids further down south. And then they had another, they got two other ones, but we had one on the show. A soccer player. He ain't played.
A soccer player?
He was a soccer player.
Wow. Wow.
And so the reason he came on the show is because I questioned initially when I had Parham up here about the fact that how can you have people who've never played basketball on a high level, let alone any level, ranking a sport that they've never even contributed to. That's what bothered me, right? And somehow, I don't know if I directly said him or not, but I definitely was alluding to him. He responded on Twitter, and then he ended up on the show. Like, bring your ass on, come on. So he came on the show, had a, it was an interesting show to say the least.
Indeed.
You say indeed.
It was an interesting show to say the least.
Yeah.
But one of the things that he said that we didn't even ask him, is that he admitted, and he took some heat for this, a lot of heat, and now none of the prep hoop niggas is allowed on my show anymore.
Facts. Shout out to prep hoop.
No. He admitted that, particularly him, but at the Riverside Brookfield live period over the summer, that they were planning to, and then subsequently did, rank a kid lower because they didn't like his father.
Whoa.
For sure.
Yeah, that's bad.
Man.
Yeah.
You can go watch the episode.
Yeah, it's there.
As a matter of fact, you ain't even got to watch the episode. I can see the clip is there.
Because they didn't like his father.
And it came out of nowhere. And it, to me, first of all, the interview was already going weird to begin with.
Yeah.
It was weird for me. And I'll tell you guys off camera why. But when he said that, it turned my entire, I'm like, I told you, that shit is lame.
Yeah, that is.
That
I
shit.
did like this. I knew it was gonna get views.
This
is what we looking for.
That shit is lame.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit is lame. Then again, unprompted, kind of dissed, and he had to walk back some comments he made about Ricky Moore, which to our community and our culture, regardless of what you think about Ricky Moore, he is a god.
He does everything. The tournaments he run.
Ricky is a god.
Yeah.
He like this. When I was coming up with Xavier, and I'm trying to learn the scope of Chicago and the best. I remember DMing Ricky like, bro, like, why you ain't ranking my son? Yeah. Then Xavier hit the game-winning shot against Ariel when they was at Colin Powell, and he had to rank him at that point. He always ranked him pretty high, but he always ranked the other guys. But anyway, my point to all of that is that the rankings don't mean anything. And unfortunately, to what you said, it is a lazy way for coaches to recruit. Because you look on those rankings, they pay for the shit, and then now they know the names of the kids that they could be looking at. So, like, let's say you playing Whitney Young, and shout out to Munoz, great kid, great player, but a coach is there to see him because his name was on that ranking list. But now you out there giving Whitney Young buckets. Now the coach or the scout or the recruiter, he got it like, well, who the fuck is this? Who is this?
Yes.
Who is this kid?
Right.
Now he looked like a genius when he goes back. That's how John Morant got recruited. Just like that. So the rankings don't mean nothing, but I do know that the coaches do unfortunately pay close attention to them.
Yep.
And they making huge mistakes, and they missing out on some
They are.
fantastic talent in this state. But it's not just happening, to be fair, it's not just happening to the city kids.
Yeah.
It's happening to the kids further down south. It's happening to the kids further up north. It's happening to them too.
Yep.
So it's not just the city kids. I wish I could sit here and say it's only happening to our black babies. But it's not.
It's happening everywhere.
It's not. It's not. And so if I'm going to be fair, if I'm going to call them out for that, I at least got to give them, their whatever for like, they ain't just missing on the black kids. They missing on some good ass white kids and some good ass Asian kids and some good ass Mexican kids. They just missing.
They are.
They just missing.
Yeah, they missing.
You know what I'm saying? So we gonna call a spade a spade. They just missing.
It was crazy. It was crazy too how I told him, I said, man, you been in double team and face guarded all season, and to not be all city, that was just crazy.
That's news.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
No, I did not know.
That was honorable mention.
He's the honorable mention.
And they said, we didn't tell about my new name now. They calling me Mr. Snubbed in Chicago.
Mr. Snub.
Yeah, my post got like 17,000 views. So.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, based off. So that is wild. And now I want to go look. So I want to go look on the list to see who made it over you. I don't know off the top of my head. That's number one. Number two, as parents, as adults, we got to be careful because never ever do I want it to look like we are downing someone else's child at the risk of well, my baby should have been on there. Nah, shout out to all the kids that
made it. Yeah, I never. Like I told him, because
so the lists aren't big enough to put everybody on. First, second, third. Somebody got to go to honorable.
Somebody got to go to honorable.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it. But mom, I saw it. I get it too. Somebody baby got to come off that motherfucker because my baby got to go on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Miss Jenkins.
Yeah, that's funny.
Mama Johnson.
Say somebody.
Mr. Rasul.
Yeah.
These are all fake names, by the way. Yeah. But I saw it. I hear you, Mustafa, but look, somebody got to come off there because my baby got to go on it. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. We talking. What are we basing it on?
Exactly.
Because if a kid is on first, second, or third team that only scored 15 points a game, and my son scored 24 points a game, are we talking numbers? Are we talking wins and losses? So my son's school won 20 plus games. Won conference. Made it to the super sectional semifinals. Yeah. And
number one seed in the state.
Number one seed. And then your son's school only won 7 games. What are we talking about? I saw it. Okay. So Miss Jenkins and Miss Johnson and Mr. Russell, your baby got to come on. My baby got to come on here. Yeah. I get it. When you are deciding, I know you said Lee is one of the schools that you're considering. When it comes to the schools in general, what are you looking for in a college?
Basically just, I would say, just for the coaching staff to be honest and kind of let me know what my role is when I first get there, because I just talk about role identification. I feel that at the end of the day, if I have to sacrifice and play a role to help this team out, I'll do it. I want to go out my character to
just let me know what that is.
Just let me know what it is, and I feel like if I do my role, if I do a good job with my role, they'll probably give me a reward to be able to do something else, or I can get a higher opportunity at another.
You know what that's called? That's called a promotion, my boy.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it's.
That's what's called a promotion. How long you been a cop?
Going on 19 years.
19 years. Yeah. You started as a patrolman, I'm assuming, right? Mm-hmm. You did a good job in that. I'm going to assume. I got beef with cops, but you cool.
Yeah.
But at some point, I need a promotion.
Yeah.
That's what it's like in school. Like you assign me a role, cool. If I do good in this role, I need some guarantees that I'll get an opportunity to be promoted. Mm-hmm. That's all I want. That's it. And keep it up. So when I exceed, because I know when I am, then let's talk about that promotion. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that promotion. That's one of the reasons why I felt Xavier, not even felt, that's one of the reasons why we felt as a family that, sending him to Indiana Tech was important. Mm-hmm. Number one, because they still showed the desire to have him based off of what he was going through as far as his injury. Again, shout out to Coach Arbor and them. But number two, throughout the recruitment process, I felt that Xavier would be able to earn. I'm really big. I don't want you to don't give my son shit, because I don't give him shit.
Right.
He earned everything he gets. But if he gets an opportunity to earn it, give it to them. And when I went on these visits to these D2s and D3s and something, that was the conversation I had with the coach. Now, I didn't say it like that. I wanted to. But it was more so like, if he comes here and gets an we ain't coming here with the he got to start. But if he earns an opportunity to play, let him play. Give it to him. That's what the world is about. You get an opportunity to do something, you do it, you give it to him. So, that's just my whatever. What will be the determining factors of you selecting the college, and will playing time be a factor?
Want this one?
You want me to have this one? I knew that. He like me and him have talked. He basically people want him. He wants to go to the school that wants him, and he definitely wants to play. He definitely want to be in a position where he can fight to be on the floor. So
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
as we look at the guards that's there already, you can kind of see what's in front of you. So as long as he's willing to fight, I think he'll be fine.
The thing about life, DJ, is you always want to put yourself in position to be somewhere or with someone who wants you. That goes for women too, bro. No, I don't want to touch on, because your mommy, I ain't gonna touch on that too much. But that's the conversation that I've recently been having with my son and his little situation he got going on. You try to do it the right way. Sometimes you go first of all, as a young man, always allow yourself grace. Never put yourself in a situation where you're not, even the mistakes you make deserve some grace. And so just telling Xavier is you need to put yourself in position to be who wants you and allow yourself some grace. Always allow yourself some grace. Scout yourself. What type of player are you? What type of player is a college getting in DJ Bolden?
I'll say a very competitive, hardworking, loyal player. I feel like I'm gonna, once I step in between the lines on the court, just different. Like, you're not gonna see a lot of people like me and being able to score the ball how I can. I feel like one of the best shooters in the state, and I could prove it anywhere I go. So, just my confidence that I have on the court and on the offensive and the defensive end, I'll be a great factor for.
How will you adjust to being back at the bottom of the totem pole as a freshman in college?
I feel like I kind of love it. I kind of live for the moments it gets to kind of open up and see my true identity and how I could face adversity. Because now in this time, I'm kind of one of the top players now. So me having to go somewhere else and restarting, it's like really nothing new I haven't seen before. Because because of DePaul prep, as we can see. That was just a young factor of me not being able to see myself and not be confident. So now I'm going to take them lessons and take it on to college and know that now I have the opportunity that I'm going to have to face. And I ain't got my dad this time to call me just to get me out of there. So as a young man, I got to deal with it now, and I'm ready to live for this.
I'm telling you, bro. Listen. That's music to your parents' ears, bro. Those are things that we listen for in y'all development to see if y'all ready for those moments. And when we hear that shit, bro. That shit make us feel so good. I'm telling you, Ryan. When you talking, I'm trying to look at your mom like, that's the one right there. We can end the interview right there. That was the one right there. That was the one right there. What are you most looking forward to? Now, this is my favorite question. What are you most looking forward to when you go to college?
The team.
Damn it!
The team.
He ain't telling the truth.
He ain't telling the truth. I saw the smile. I saw the smile. Yeah.
He's like, I'm ready to get on my own, man. I'm ready to get out.
I ain't gonna lie.
I got you.
The team, and having a little freedom now. I get to see my true self and see like
how he act with his parents out around.
I gotta see like.
Talk about it.
I gotta be a young man now. Really, I gotta be for myself.
And all that comes with that. And all that comes with that. I'm telling you, Mom, it's gonna go there. Y'all just better prepare them. Good. Listen, this is the part about parenting and fatherhood I could not wait for. When Xavier was born, and now that I've perfected it with him, with the little one, Ooh, I can't
Yeah.
wait. But with Xavier, I could not wait for this moment.
Yeah.
And the issue was he wasn't ready. He is now.
Yeah.
The conversations we have now, they make me
Yeah.
they make me so proud, boy. Yeah, well, you know what? What's going on there? Okay, what? Let me go ahead. You need to go ahead. But
Yeah.
this is the part about parenting and fatherhood I could not wait for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just, but the beauty is I'm getting an opportunity to talk to him about even the mistakes I'm making as his mother's husband. Because I ain't perfect and I'm still making mistakes, bro. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even know why this woman still stay with me. But I mean, she do it. She love me and we cool. But my point is, we as men are so ready to pass on the knowledge of being a man. Wait, let me go back. The knowledge and our experience of being a man. Because all my experience of being a man is different from your dad's and it's different from Bo's and it's different from my, you know what I'm saying? But we all get to give our experience as the father, and I'm going to assume that your father has other men in your circle who can also pass off, that he trusts, of course, that who can also pass off experience to you. So take all of it and apply only what you need. That's the beauty of school. The school, and the school of life. You can't apply everything that you learn because everything that you learn don't need applying. You just apply what you need. That's it. And it's not hard. It's really not hard. Just apply what you need. And everything else, you just kind of keep it in your back belt. Pull that shit out when you need to be the superhero. Most of the times, though, what you do need to pull out. You have to talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. No. Don't talk about it. All right. I'm going to chill. All my shit segue to something, bro. All of it. I'm going to chill. I'm going to be nice. Just make sure you got that back belt. And all the things that go in there, it's essential. It's essential. Don't shy away from those conversations because they're important. I want Xavier to know and learn. I'd rather him learn certain things from me.
Yes.
Like you can't depend on your homies to teach you shit because that's how a lot of these kids get themselves jammed up in school.
Yeah.
Sent off.
Yeah.
You getting sent off. Like you want to know
You
about
don't
something? Like just come ask me, bro. Don't be afraid to ask me because I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
All right. Between last year and this year, we'll focus just on this season. Who gave you buckets? Who was the toughest person for you to guard?
Jacob from Payton.
Okay.
He came, and he's real good off the ball movement, and he was able to get open off a lot of screens and stuff, and had me kind of tired going into halftime.
You had mentioned, that one of your favorite players is Curry. He was coming off a lot of screens and stuff. What's interesting about that, which your mom said early on, like I'll teach him the history of the game, right? So cool. Curry's ball movements are a direct result of not just Reggie Miller, but also Richard Hamilton. Remember Richard Hamilton played for Detroit, came from UConn? Richard Hamilton used to drive people nuts. And he's from the Pennsylvania area.
Okay.
Okay.
Just go ahead and throw that out there, right outside of Philadelphia, in Coatesville. Shout out to Rip Hamilton. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that, that's that Pennsylvania shit.
Yes.
But, go ahead. Name your all-time NBA players, 5 starters, 1 6 man.
Okay, I'm going Stephen Curry at the 1. I'm going Kobe at the 2.
Okay.
Jordan at the 3.
About to say, boy, you can't go home if you don't say Jordan. Go ahead.
I'm going LeBron at the 4.
Okay.
And I gotta go Shaquille or Kareem at the 5.
Okay.
But I'll probably go Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
At the 6. Oh boy, 6 man. I'll do it for my mother. I'll do Paul Pierce, even though I don't get it. I don't get it, but I have him on the team. I had a truth on the team.
Okay.
He clutched.
Hold on. Let me. Now, is Paul Pierce more? And be honest, Mom. Is Paul Pierce more crush or can play? And I'm asking the question why. So hold that thought. Don't forget that thought. That Mom, more crush or player?
For me, it was player.
Okay.
When he was with the Celtics,
Okay.
Well, of course, that's who he was with. But just by himself, it was a sweet spot for me. I was
Okay.
like, you can count on him to knock that boy down with a sweet spot.
Okay.
So when he finally got help, I felt like it was time for him to win.
Okay. And for you think it's more crush?
Yeah, I think it's more crush.
Okay.
I think it's more crush, man.
Okay.
I think it's more crush.
You know, that vibe right there, that. So for my wife,
Yeah.
it was Vince Carter.
Oh, yeah?
Boy, on so many occasions, she almost got introduced to Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, Vince.
Hey, I like that.
Oh, Vince Carter, this and Vince Carter, that. This is where I almost got killed. Talking about, half man and half amazing.
Oh no.
That's tough, that. Yeah, half man, half amazing.
Boy, you don't know how many times she almost got choked outside of the bedroom.
Yeah. Say half man, half amazing.
On so many occasions.
Yeah. That's too
So I know what you feeling, Dad.
Yeah.
Come out the truth. Who the fuck the truth? I know what you feeling, Dad. I know what you feeling. I know that pain.
man.
So many times you had to like, boy, if I wasn't a cop.
Yeah.
I know what you feeling.
That's too funny.
I just want to, we relate. I got
yeah.
you. Half man, half my man. You see I'm triggered now, right?
Yeah, you ready.
You see I'm triggered now. Half man, half amazing. Fuck you, Vince Carter. Pop, who's your all-time favorite 5 players in 6-man?
Man, got me the truth.
Yeah,
Got me now.
exactly. All 5 of them. He triggered.
me now.
My man triggered.
Got me now. You know
He
what?
triggered now.
I gotta go with I like Curry. I like Curry at the 1. Kobe
Okay.
at the 2. Mike, of course, at the 3. I like Kevin Garnett
Okay.
4. Shaq 5.
Okay.
My 6th man, Devin Booker.
That's different. That's a new one.
That's actually a first.
That is a first. Actually, that is a first. That's the first. All right. Mine's is AI for obvious reasons. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all not going to disrespect my boy. Okay.
Philly.
Yep.
Yes, of course.
Kobe, MJ, LeBron, and Hakeem is my 5. My 6th man is Jamal Crawford.
He is
Yeah.
the legendary 6 man.
Yeah. Now, you know, I kind of fluctuated when I first made my list between him or Lou Will, but I stuck with Jamal. I stuck with Jamal.
My boy.
Yeah.
You didn't ask who he gave buckets to.
I didn't?
No.
Bam. Let's jump back. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
I got you.
Thank you. Who did you give buckets to? Name them.
Oh shoot. All right. I love y'all. Y'all my guys.
Yeah, okay.
And I gotta put them out there. like multiple? Cause it's been a couple multiple.
This is your list.
Cause I had a
If
couple.
it happened, it happened.
I had a couple
ahead.
little games. So I'll say Whitney Young was one of them. I made that personal.
Okay. Who was the primary guarder for you? Yeah, that's what we on.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what we
Nah,
on.
come on.
That's what we on.
Look at you red now.
I see it.
Nas.
Okay.
Nas from there. Niles North at the Hyde Park Classic.
Okay.
We won in overtime. I gave them 30. I think it was Yaris.
Shout out to Yaris. I like
my boy,
Yaris.
though. I rock with
I
Yaris,
love Yaris. He came to the showcase and he had a good showing at my showcase in October.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yaris is nice. Matter of fact, shout out to Yaris because Yaris, when I initially invited him, he was scheduled to go, I think, to a visit. And I'm normally not. No, don't change that. That's more important because we was gonna have Gabe Solarski too, and Gabe ended up going to a visit. And Yaris was like, "Yo, I rearranged my visit because I wanted to come to your showcase." So shout out to Yaris, and he had a good showing too. Actually, it's a nice clip on one further down my page where he had a nice little pocket pad, a little dime pass. I like Yaris, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Who else? North Lawndale. I broke the 1,000-point record that game. I had 27.
Okay.
So that was hit like 5 threes in a row to start the game off. So that was a big game for me.
Okay.
Lane, hold on. Lane Tech as well.
Mom said, "Don't forget Lane Tech, cause you bust their ass too, baby."
Lane Tech.
I love when moms come up here. Don't forget them. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Lane Tech.
Shout out to my boy Shaheed.
Yeah, Shaheed, man. That's my boy.
Shout out to
Love
Shaheed.
man.
Yeah, shout out to Shaheed and the coaches over
I
there.
have to get him together though.
Okay. Got them together.
Yeah, I gamed them.
Okay.
Lane Tech, Lincoln Park, It's not even the players, the coach, Coach K.
Okay.
He was my freshman year head coach at DePaul Prep.
Is that the coach with the dreadlock?
Yeah.
I like him, and I'm glad you brought him up because we're Facebook friends. I can never remember his name, but I always reference that every time they win, they do that belt thing.
The belt. And guess what?
I love that.
I made it personal to, you know me, I'm not the type of person to do all the crazy talking after the game. So the team had a belt, but I grabbed the belt and just threw it away. I said, we not going to do that.
You're not belting us.
We're not going to do that.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was Coach K. I just had to get him.
Shout out to Coach K. Give me one more.
One more? Stevenson. So we haven't beat Stevenson High School in about, I don't think we never beat Stevenson. And
Stevenson's where Jalen Brunson went.
Yep, and we've been like having a contract with them for about 8-9 years.
Okay.
And we've never beat them. We was
You
going
got
to
it.
their school, our school. Yeah, I had to make it personal. I'm like, we got to get this one team out the way. If anything.
Okay.
So yeah, Stevenson is what I did real good against them.
All right, cool. What are your goals for the remainder of the school year? Now that the season is over, you can kind of just focus on academics. What's your goals for the rest of the season?
Definitely finish with A's and B's for sure. Just being just a great friend to everybody. Use them. They can use me as a resource for things outside of school. Yeah, basically just graduating.
Okay, of course.
Getting prepared for prom.
Hey, that was gonna be my next question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mom. We going back at this is about my fourth rant today. It's about four. Ready for? I'm on the road. All right, we're getting ready for prom. First things first. You got a lady friend?
Yeah, I do.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all ready for prom? Y'all got your colors picked out yet?
Yep, emerald green, gold.
Mom, like, I ain't ready, but we gonna get ready. You better get ready. Okay, that's what's up. All right, cool.
Definitely.
She go to your school?
Yeah.
Shout out to your lady friend. We ain't gonna name no names. I mean, if you want to name it, you want to give a shot, you can.
Yeah.
That's perfect back in that.
Hey, you trying
I got you. All right. I don't want to put you on the spot. All right. That's my bad. All right, my bad. That's my bad. I got you.
Levi's red as your outfit, boy.
No, I'll shout out Jasmine.
Okay, all right. I mean, I ain't want to put you on the spot.
Hey, he said something openly.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna put me on the spot.
Now,
My whole situation.
Not only was that a first, you know, sometimes it's that we don't teach that all the time until we know it's real for real. But you know, sometimes they gotta learn their own lessons.
It's prom. Man, this is one of them moments.
It's cool.
I just know.
We gonna let him have his moment.
I just know when she watches, she's gonna be like, "So you ain't named me?" So I'm already knowing, like,
So you got to.
got it.
All right, my man know his lady. That's why now, Jasmine, make sure you screenshot or video record this and send it out to all the chicks at the school.
Yeah.
Put it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Shouting you out.
You hoes heard them.
You know.
Oh no, I'm teasing.
Oh, funny, man.
I'm teasing. All right, let's get back on track. Last few things. In my religion, I'm Muslim, so in my religion, we believe that our children pick us as parents. All right. So hearing that, and this is a question for the both of y'all. Hearing that, what does it mean knowing that you picked your mom and dad? Just kind of talk about your family, specifically what they mean to you, and I want you to talk about when he's done what it means hearing or knowing that he picked you as his father.
It means everything. I'll be honest, one word that I didn't say earlier about the loyalty and the work ethic is sacrifice. I feel that my dad sacrificed so much, mom and dad at that. Dad, he had chances to do other things, but he sat with me, sat in the gym with me, watched me do what I do. Just the sacrifice that he's put out, it shows, because now I'm being able to kind of give back to him and let him know that, yeah, your son is kind of a big deal now.
Mm-hmm.
And for mom, she sacrificed, oh my goodness.
Get the tissues
It's
ready.
unbelievable. Like, it was times when she started a business, financial business. She was on appointments at my games. And that just shows, like, even though she has something she wants to do, she's still at my game while she's on appointments. And that's just really, like, showing the sacrifice that they have for me. And, like, I wouldn't want to be no any other parents ever, because without them, they made my character. basically. Like, I wouldn't be loyal. I wouldn't be a hard worker. I wouldn't be none of that if I didn't have them in my life. And they just...
We got tissues, Mom. We got tissues. We got tissues. Okay. Pop, hearing that, but also, my question is, what does it mean knowing that he picked you to be his father?
I mean, amazing. What you say?
No, I'm saying, come on, Ma. I'm sorry, Ma.
Amazing in that, him picking me is just really honored. Just honored to be his dad and to see the growth and the transformation is definitely a big deal. So I'm definitely honored.
Again, I spoke about earlier, in your profession, you see a lot of ugly in the world, in the city, in the state. You look at your son, I ask, like, when you look at him versus some of the things that you see, good and bad, in the city, what does it feel? What does it feel like knowing that, like, at least for I won't even say for now, he's going to end up like, right. How does that feel? Yeah. Like, how does that feel? I don't even know the word. I mean, how to phrase the question, but I know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I feel it feels great, because I see so much. I see so many kids that's his age, even younger, starting at 12, and they already got guns. They're already picking up bad habits. And here he goes, 18 years old. He's just on the up and up. He's not robbing. He's not stealing. He's not carjacking. He's not doing all these things that so many kids are doing now. So I'm very grateful and honored.
One of the things I love when the parents come up here. I love when the fathers come up here. I love when the moms come up here. I like when the fathers come up here, being the father, because first of all, we get such a bad rap in society. Black fathers and then fathers, right? In that order. Black fathers and then fathers. We get such a bad rap, and then we are so underappreciated in the world. Sometimes within our own homes. Thankfully, I don't experience that.
Yeah, me neither.
Doesn't seem like you experience that, but there are fathers in their own homes who are underappreciated, right? And so, I as I talk to you, DJ, and your dad, I'm always trying to find the words to, like, express how important it is, or explain to y'all how important it is for us as fathers, like how much we care about our children, how much we care about other like-minded fathers' children. Right, our first goal is to pour into our own, and then when you recognize somebody else is, like, on the same path or the same wavelength, or it's like, okay, you want to make sure that their path, that father, that son, their path is like your own. And so I say that to say that I'm very impressed. Like, I mean, I ain't no expert on shit, but I love talking to black fathers, and I love talking to young black men, because y'all need to know and understand how important y'all are to us, but more importantly, y'all need to know and understand, like, how much we love y'all. Like, love from black man to black man, from black man to black son is missing. And when I say missing, I also mean it's not said enough. Like, I remember before my father died, I had a conversation with him literally right after we prayed. And I'm like, man, Dad, Abi is Arabic for dad. I'm like, man, Abi, I know that you love me because your actions show, like, you house me, you clothe me, you feed me. So, like, I guess you love me. But I've never heard you tell me that. And it kind of messed him up. And he's like, well, I do. And he was like, yeah, I know, blah, blah. But that moment is when I decided that when I had children, that before I leave this earth, they will never wonder if I love them. So I tell Xavier and Ziggy, I tell them I love them every single chance I get. And I let my words be backed by action. And then I let my actions be backed by words. I can tell your dad loves you. I heard y'all talk. I heard him talk about y'all talk a lot, and y'all talk, and y'all have those good. That's important. That is very important, because it's setting the foundation for your family. It's setting your family's foundation. So everything that you learn, please hold on to that. Please don't forget that. Please understand that. Please put that in your back belt. All right? It is essential. It is essential. And so when you pulling other stuff out your back belt, if you ain't ready to pull that, the family dynamic out, you need to pull the main thing out the back belt.
Main thing out.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. You all right. All right. Real quick, just tell me, what do you think about the Exposure Runs platform? What do you think it means to the high school athlete?
Basically, I feel like with this platform right here is kind of getting a chance to really get to know a person's story that's like, especially for all the underrated kids out there, I'll say, you don't have to be playing for the top team or being a wide-known name or a big name in the city of Chicago or wherever you're from. It's just about the work that you put in and the grind and grit that you have for the sport, and that the rest was shown clearly. 2 years ago, I said on a post on my Instagram 2 years ago, y'all didn't even know who I was. And so I feel like that work that showed has been able to give me a chance to be on here and kind of tell my story.
Oh, we gonna find y'all.
It's good.
Oh, we gonna find y'all. Whether you kind of just we trip over you, but we gonna find y'all.
Yeah, definitely getting a chance to be on here is just a blessing, and being able to tell my story to other young players out there is a great feeling to have. So,
Dad, what you think? What's your thoughts on the platform?
I thought it was great. And it's crazy because normally I don't do stuff like this. I want to tell you. Y'all probably like, man, I would not, but I knew this is something that he really wanted to do. So I sacrificed to definitely come on here. And it's been fun. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but it's been fun. It's been something
appreciate that.
I'm interested in. Yeah,
We
y'all
definitely
got good
appreciate that.
energy, you know, and like this, like I told you, I follow and I watch. I was on that other day when you was doing the sectionals. I got this, that, and third, this person. So I definitely follow it, and I think it's great. What you're doing for these kids is priceless. I mean, you don't know how he feels to be sitting on here. I mean,
That means a lot.
Especially
That means a
like
lot.
you decided to come, and I don't know how you found them, but you know, this was huge. So this is another.
I'm gonna tell you how.
All right. Oh.
I saw him at the Dipper.
yeah.
We didn't get a chance to interview him. I told him because I didn't, I'm gonna get you on the show. Right? That was back in December. Right?
Okay.
Boom. Shout out to your son. Hey, we still gonna do that interview?
Come on.
You know
Really?
what? Yup.
Better.
Let me look. Am I lying?
Nope.
Let me look. Let me hit up Bo because we try to sync our calendars together.
Yeah.
We got families too. All right, cool. You got that first Saturday right in March.
Really.
So it wasn't that we was never going to get him on here. It was just the fact that he followed up and the fact that he wanted to be on. He's like, yo, we still gonna do that interview? Y'all, we sure is. And so here we are.
Yeah.
This been one of the funnest interviews. I've enjoyed them all.
Yeah.
But this has been definitely one of the funnest ones I've done since we've been doing it. So it's actually the first one in March.
Okay.
Okay.
To kick off the month. And so you definitely set a bar for sure. And it's probably going to end up being one of the longest ones, which I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because like we have
No.
no,
Nah.
but I think but I think that what's going to end up happening is people who's going to see this one in particular, but even all of the ones, each one gets better and better because we get a chance. The kids, the layers, they get comfortable, and that's one of my biggest goals is like having the kids and the parents they're comfortable when we're talking to them. I don't want them to feel overwhelmed, or I don't want to put them in a situation where they're answering questions where it's making them uncomfortable. You know, we talked about the situation at DePaul Prep. We talked about something like this ain't a gotcha.
Yeah.
This ain't clickbait. I want the shit to be genuine. I want the people to know who they are. I want them to kind of like be relatable. I want all his peers to relate to his story, and I want other fathers to relate to your story, and mine, and Bo's, and mom's as well. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Before we go, I want you to give yourself a future message. When you're looking at you already know you're gonna see this up and down the timeline. Right. So, what future message do you want to give yourself?
Well, all I'll say is, keep your foot on the gas. Never press the brake, because there's people coming for you now that you're at a good spot in life. So just keep working. That's what I'll say, and always have the Momo mentality. I always have the great mentality because that's gonna get you far in life.
Okay. Dad, what future message you want to give your son?
Keep striving for greatness. Keep striving for greatness at all costs. Be yourself, stay humble, and trust your journey. Enjoy the process.
Be yourself is really important. People go to college and they just reinvent themselves. Be yourself.
Yeah.
If yourself ain't good enough, fuck them. Lastly, one thing I want to say is the kids all the time talk about all gas, no brakes, and I love it. That's cool. However, make sure you checking them rearview mirrors. Watch those obstacles.
Yeah.
You can keep going full steam ahead, but watch those obstacles. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Not so much alter your journey, but just make sure you're able to kind of maneuver to adjust. That's the important part. But absolutely keep that foot on the gas.
Definitely.
Most definitely. But just straighten those mirrors up. Make sure you got a good vision, and
Yeah.
because people are all gas, no brakes, and don't have no vision, and your pop slapping cuffs on their asses.
Trying to crash in the
Exactly. So, all right. With that being said, we're going to go. Let me do my shout outs real quick. First, of course, I want to give a shout out to my sons, Xavier and Zayden, Zay and Ziggy. Somebody asked me one day, like, well, who the hell is Ziggy? It's like, it's Zayden. Like, y'all, I've pretty much raised my children on social media. Y'all know them all. But anyway, shout out to my guy who asked me that. To my guy, Tyree Booker from Numerex. I'm actually rocking one of his hats right now. SVI, shout out to them for the brand spanking new banner. This thing still got the baby smell on this motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to Grant Anthony Leach, the sponsor of the Shoutouts Showcase, as well as the Unsigned Senior event. To Derek Ellison, the National Director of Scouting Consulting for Mac Urban Fire, Shy Prep, and Example Academy, a.k.a. The Bone Collector. And then finally, my guy, Ryan Foran of the Shoutouts Showcase, my partner with the Shoutouts Showcase and the Unsigned Senior event. We are having the Unsigned Senior event March the 30th at 167. And I bet you didn't think I was going to do this since I didn't do it in the beginning. I feel like I heard you say that you wasn't signed to a college yet.
Nope.
So today is what? March the
2nd.
Today's the second?
March the 2nd.
So that's 28 days. So if you don't think you'll be signed in 28 days, I'd love for you to be at the Unsigned Senior event. So this is officially your invite. I'll send you the link when we're done so you can sign up.
Thank you.
It's only right. It's only right.
So I would love you to. So since you wasn't named All City and honorable mention, you could come get the motherfucking MVP at my event. You know what I'm saying? So with the Unsigned Senior event, this is a unique experience that I provide for the parents and the players. And what we do is I plan to invite. Last year we had about 45 to 50 coaches. My goal is to have 100. All right. There won't be any Division I coaches there because I'm not yet authorized through the NCAA for Division I. But they'll be watching the stream. Shout out to my guy Bo. But we'll have every other level. We will invite every other level from D2, D3, NAIA, top JUCOs. And just so you know, and I could show you my phone, there are a lot of JUCO coaches tapping in like, I need you to tell me what players is going to be there. It's going crazy. And then this to me is the best part that I do, is that every player invited will have their own videographer and their own photographer to capture all of their individual moments. And it's for y'all. Every photographer will be asked, or it will be required that they provide the player with at least 7 to 10 photos. And the videographer will be asked, and it is required that they provide their player with at least a 45-second to a minute video highlight reel for them. And that's theirs. Now they are able to record and film and do whatever with any other player, but just make sure that you get the player that you're assigned to. Make sure you get their shit. And you have a 3 to 5 day turnaround to get them their stuff. Oh, this is the best part about it.
Tell them about it.
This is the best
tell
part
them
about
Tell
it.
them about it.
Actually, two things.
Okay.
The first thing is that because I'm greedy, we are gonna feed everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna do great food.
And you're not getting like I'm gonna give him a shout out.
Yeah.
You ain't just getting granola bars and Gatorade.
And the apple.
And an apple.
Gatorade.
No. We are bringing in Jerk and Soul Food. The owner is Jeremy Fierce Sr. Yes, that Jeremy Fierce.
Okay.
The son is Junior, who's at Michigan State. So he has a restaurant down there by on 35th. Have you had the food yet?
Yeah, you know what's to it. You know what's to it.
Oh yeah. So they are providing the food. But here's the other best part about
Tell 'em about it.
Tell them about the best part.
Tell 'em about it.
I don't know if I want to tell them. I don't know.
You go ahead. I can tell them about it if you want.
I'll tell them.
All right, go.
This shit is free. Yeah, we don't charge for our events.
For
at
our
all.
events, no.
No,
None of
sir.
our events are.
No,
sir.
Really?
In the gym, have you been to the 167 gym yet?
No, it's downtown, right?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to go there.
Oh well,
guess what?
guess what?
We've just
Well,
seen
guess
it.
what?
Well, guess what? Well, guess who's gonna be there?
Guess who's gonna be there?
The All City Honorable Mission, who should be on one of the teams. Miss Johnson, get your baby off that list. We'll see y'all in the next episode.
All right, man.